Hello friends, in today's video we're going to be changing the brake pads on this Audi Q7. So to start off with, we're going to take the wheel off. Right friends, in order to change the brake pads, we're going to be disconnecting the breakaway sensor first. So the connector is situated here at the back, just here. So what we're going to do is we're going to push the pin from inner side of this connector, and then we're just going to pull it out just like that. Okay, there we go. That's the connector out of the way. Okay friends, now that we have disconnected the breakaway sensor, we're gonna be removing this locking pin out. So that's what I'm gonna remove next. There you go. So I'll pull this out. That's the locking pin. We need to remove this pin here. So once the locking pin is out, I'm gonna be tapping the pin from here. That's the clip, needs removing. Right, I've pushed the pin back a bit, but it's not going back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push the pistons first. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna put the screwdriver here and then push the piston back. So this is the outer piston all the way in. Now I'm gonna do the inner one. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, there we go. So that's the both pistons back on this Audi. Okay friends, there we go. The clip comes out. This is the pressure plate. Okay, the pressure clip. That's the outer pad. You can see that it's completely worn out, and there's no way we can use the old breakaway sensor because it's already ripped. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna push the pin a little bit more. There we go. These are the old pads, and this is the pin. It was a mission to pull this pin out. Right friends, I'm just gonna push the pistons back. There are two of them on both sides. There we go. That's good enough. We are pretty much free. So now, because we've been applying WD-40 on it, we're just gonna give it a good clean before we put the new pads in. Right friends, these are the new pads we've got from our local shop. They were £40 for the 4 of them, and the sensors costed us £15 each. So the red sensor goes in on the outer pad like this. Okay, and always make sure that when you change the pads, put the new breakaway sensors. Never use the old ones. Never try to save money on these because that's gonna give you trouble in future. Okay, so just gonna slide the sensor on the back one now. So that's how it slides in, nice and easy. There we go, all the way in. So these are pushed in nicely. Okay, so they'll slide in like this. Okay, and like that. Okay, the plate comes in the middle. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clip in the cable here, under here, so that's nicely clipped in. And then there's a groove on the caliper where the cable goes in from, and then I'm going to plug it in here. There we go, that's nicely clipped in. You could hear the click. Now we will slide in the pin. So the pin comes in from this side. There we go. Nice and easy. Okay, that's how the pin comes in. Now we're gonna put this clip in to lock the pin from popping out. There we go. So that clips in like that, and job done. So now we're gonna put the wheel back on. Right, just gonna go over with the breaker bar to make sure that the tire is nicely tightened. Right, now that I've done the right hand side, so I'm just gonna crack on with the left hand side. Start off with, we're gonna disconnect the brake wear sensor, so which is just here. So in order to remove that, we're gonna there we go. So that's how it comes off. Next one is to remove this locking pin. There we go, that's the locking pin out of the way. Okay, so the next procedure is to push this pin out. So before we remove the pin, we're going to apply plenty of WD-40 on it, because they do seize. It's a mission to take them off. So plenty of WD-40 on it. Right, just going to remove this clip. There we go. There we go, that's the clip out of the way. Good. There we go, friends. It was a mission to take the pin out, but eventually we have taken it out. Right, now I'm gonna push the piston back. Okay. There we go. That's how you push it back while the pads are still intact. That's how you're gonna pull it out. There we go. The condition looks pretty much worn out. Right, friends, these are our new pads. So before I put them in, I'm gonna connect the brake rest sensor. Very important to put a new brake rest sensor when you change the pads on these Audis. So the outer brake pad, the red one, goes onto the outer. It just slides in like this, clips in like that. Okay, and the inner one is here. Okay, so that's how it slides in, the sensor. Right, there we go. So that's how we slide the brake pads in. Okay, there we go. That's the brake pads in place nicely. Now we're gonna put the clip in, the tensioner, and before I put the clip in, I'm gonna clip the wire into it, the red one. Right, there we go. That's all done nicely. And now just gonna connect the brake rest sensor. There we go. That's that in place. Now that the clip is in place, okay, so we're just gonna slide in the pin from this side. There we go. That's the guide pin in place. Now I'm gonna put the locking pin. So the locking pin goes in like this. Just gonna push it in with the long nose pliers. Right, there we go, friends. That's the new pads in place in no time. The pin gave us a little bit hard time, but make sure that you apply plenty of WD-40 on it, and that should do the work. Okay, so just gonna put the wheel back on. Right, there we go, friends. Thank you very much for watching the video.